Iowa State researchers in psychology and engineering found women experience cybersickness with virtual reality headsets more often than men. Their ongoing work explores why this difference exists and options to help individuals adapt. Psychology professor Jonathan Kelly studies human-computer interaction, spatial cognition, and virtual reality. He says gender discrepancies in cybersickness may not seem that important when it is related to video games and other forms of entertainment. But it is still a problem, and when VR gets to the point where it is a bigger part of job training or education in a classroom, it is even more important to make sure people can access this technology. If not, a lot of people are going to get left out and there could be a backlash. Like motion sickness, cyber sickness can occur when there is a mismatch between visual motion and body motion. Symptoms including nausea, dizziness, headaches, and eye fatigue usually resolve quickly after removing the headset, but in severe cases they sometimes last for hours. The ISU researchers recently authored 2 research papers for the IEEE Virtual Reality Conference. The first paper provides an overview of existing research on gender and cyber sickness, including their own findings. As part of a large study on adaptation to cyber sickness, the ISU researchers recruited 150 participants to play up to 20 minutes of a VR game with a headset. The participants were new to VR and could stop if they felt too sick to continue. The researchers found women entered the game early twice as often as men and reported a sickness intensity that was 40% higher. The paper also helps clarify why previous studies, many of which came from engineering or computer science, show conflicting results. A lot of the older papers that found no difference in cyber sickness between men and women had very small sample sizes or a large gender imbalance. Kelly says that if the effect is small or individual differences are large, you may need 200 participants to identify statistically significant differences. For the second paper, the researchers explored whether the distance between an individual's pupils could help explain the gender difference in cyber sickness. VR headsets have an adjustable lens set up to accommodate different users, but some people fall outside the range. The researchers found women participants on average had smaller distances between their pupils than men, but it did not predict whether they would get cyber sick during the game. What seemed to matter more was whether they had previous experience with motion sickness or screen sickness, example, feeling sick in movie theaters while playing a video game. Women reported experiencing more motion sickness and screen-based sickness than men, and this increased susceptibility is part of the reason that women experience more cyber sickness. The researchers will continue to investigate the causes of cyber sickness and methods to help individuals have a positive experience with VR.